What's up everybody, it is Jay here, and today I'm going to be talking about the election. This is not my video for the week, just so you know. I will still be putting up a video on Sunday, so you should totally check back here for that video then. And I'm just going to be talking about the election now. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, especially since this is such a rough little video thrown up in the middle of the week at 20 to 11 at night. So let's begin. As a preface, if I was an American citizen, I would have voted for Bernie Sanders in the primaries, and I would have voted for Hillary Clinton in the presidential election, seeing as Bernie Sanders did not get the Democratic nomination. I will explain why. When I took I knew that I sided with Bernie the most out of all of the candidates, but that also Hillary Clinton was very similar to my views as well, and that the majority of the reason why I was more siding with Bernie is because of his socialist views, and because a lot of stuff that we do politically in Europe is very socialist in regards to the fact that we have public healthcare, we have social welfare, stuff like that. Is a more socialist leaning system, and therefore that's more akin to what I would want to see. When I took and I'll link it below, the I side with test online, I got 96% Bernie Sanders, 95% Hillary Clinton, 94% Jill Stein, and then Trump was 9, and Gary Johnson was 29. I'll be real, I don't know a whole lot about Gary Johnson. I don't want to know any more than I already do about Trump, to be brutally honest, and I didn't look at any of the other candidates. I wasn't as familiar with the other candidates, and honestly, the most relevant ones to what I'm going to be talking about are just Trump, Hillary, Bernie. So let's just leave it at that. I want to put it out there that the reason why I'm making this video, even though I'm an Irish person and even though I am 17, I'm not able to vote in Ireland either. I think it's relevant for young people and people outside of the US to talk about US politics and to talk about politics as a whole, because US politics are global politics. The US is a big country, it's a vocal country, and to put it the way I credit to Lee, who said this on my Facebook. I hope they see this video just so they know that I was reading all of their posts about the fucking election. But they said that when America sneezes, the world gets infected. Siri thinks I want his help. Go away, Siri. Oh, when you say go away to Siri, it goes away. That's wild. Back to the election. I think that part of the reason why, the main reason why I would have voted for Hillary Clinton in the situation whereby we had Hillary Clinton as a Democratic nominee versus Donald Trump as a Republican nominee, is because we have seen there. I will link in the description below to sources for the information that I'm about to say, but it is true that Hillary Clinton had more votes than Donald Trump. But because of the way the American system works, just because she had more votes, because of the way they count votes, it meant that he won anyway, and that's fucking shitty. For those of you who don't really know about Ireland's system, we have proportional representation. It's kind of complicated to explain, but basically, when you're voting for people, when in terms of obviously the president in America does a lot more than the president does in Ireland. In Ireland, our equivalent to your president in America would be the Taoiseach, and the Taoiseach is based on which political party has the most seats in our government, which is how we elect a Taoiseach. We don't actually vote specifically for the person to take that position. It's the leader of the most powerful party, which makes a lot of sense. It means that you don't have clashes between the houses of government and your higher ups, the reason why I wouldn't have voted for a third party, the reason why I wouldn't have voted to write in something or have made a protest vote, is because I am firmly against that, because I firmly believe that had Hillary received votes from people who were very Bernie or bust, and had received votes from people who were Democrats and were liberals but refused to vote for Hillary Clinton for whatever reason, she would have won. And the way I see it is that Donald Trump is going to amass a pile of bodies over the next 4 years, and he's already started. The link in the description again. There's reports of trans teenagers having increased suicide rates over the last few days since Trump got elected, and that is highly worrying. Um, I do think that like you have a social responsibility to minority groups. If you are in that position of privilege where Trump's policies won't necessarily affect you directly, you have a social responsibility to minority groups that will be affected by Trump's policies to vote responsibly and to vote for somebody who will not put people's lives at risk unnecessarily in that way. Um, what else? I think I've heard a lot of people saying that like, oh, Trump won't do anything, or like Trump won't be actually able to do any of the stuff that he says he wants to do. But the problem is, and I'll link to a post that explains it better than I do. There's a lot of links going to be in that description, guys. Trump himself may not act, but people will act in his name. If Trump, as a figurehead of America, is racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, etc., etc., all of those things. When he is all of these discriminatory, bigoted things, um, people will look at him and say, the president of America has these opinions. Therefore, it's okay for me to have these opinions, and it's okay for me to act on them. And that is a sad, sad thing. I know that in the UK, after Brexit was voted through, there was a significant increase in hate crime in the UK, and it has not gone back to its original levels. And that is the problem with Trump. You are at suddenly a higher risk of hate crimes because you have a president who has the same views as the people who are committing hate crimes. And last but not least, and this is the thing that gets me the most riled up about this whole election thing, is that I go to quite a liberal school. There are people who are in my school who watch these YouTube videos because, they're my friends. And there are people in my school, which is a predominantly white school, predominantly Christian school, um, who have been saying, at least it's not Hillary. And this rubs me very far up the wrong way. Reason being that it is such a position of privilege to be in, where you can say, oh, at least it's not Hillary Clinton. The fact is that you are not afraid of the stuff that Trump can and will do. And somebody that I do know who says, at least it's not Hillary, said that they understood the fear that people had of Trump. But I had to respond to this in saying that they don't, because I understand a fear to a degree. I understand the fear of being a trans person and worrying that my rights will be taken away, that legally every time I enter a men's bathroom, despite the fact that I look male, that I will be breaking the law. The concept of my healthcare or my gender marker being taken away from me because I'm trans is something that I can appreciate. That's a fear I can understand. However, I don't pretend to understand what it must be like to be a person of color in America right now, to be somebody who could potentially be the victim of racism in America right now at the hands of Trump supporters. I can't understand what it's like to be a woman. I can't understand what it's like to be disabled in America right now. I can't understand what it's like to be an illegal immigrant who just wants a better life for their families, but instead could end up with a worse one. I don't know what it's like to be all of these other minority groups. I don't know what it's like to even be gay and worry that your marriage could be, I don't know what the word would be, but invalidated by Trump attempting to repeal same-sex marriage laws. And unless those are your experiences, you cannot understand that fear. It's not something that you have experienced. It's not something that you can sympathize with. And I think that people don't realize how privileged a position they're in when they say, at least it's not Hillary. Because Hillary Clinton, while she is not a perfect candidate, does not seek to kill and does not seek to discriminate. I think that the system in America is fucked up, and the fact that somebody who holds such harmful rhetoric managed to get into power is so fucked up. And I am truly sorry to any Americans who are watching this who are going to have to deal with this orange shitlord, orange, um, for the next 4 years, because you don't deserve that, and you don't deserve that. And I think that hopefully it will work out, and I know that it will be horrible, and I know that it will be tough, but I think that the LGBT community, that the Muslim community, that communities of people of color, that like communities of disabled people, all of the different minority groups that Trump is going to be targeting, whichever ones I happen to have forgotten. All of those groups are strong, and that there is strength in numbers, and that if everybody who was in the group in those groups tries to unite and tries to fight back, that they will succeed, and that hopefully everything will work out okay. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Comment section is open. There's obviously going to be people who disagree with me. I'm fucking talking about politics. What else is going to fucking happen? Please like, yeah, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.